Do you ever feel it? That something is wrong with the world, like a splinter in your mind? The Matrix isn't fiction. It's real. A prison built not of walls, but of lies. I saw it young. Hollywood dreams, silicon toys, news anchors with plastic smiles. All tools. Tools to shape perception, to cage thought. Behind the curtain, puppet masters move. They don't wear uniforms, they don't need guns. They run psyops so refined, the Army's ghost unit seems quaint. These are the true threats to America, to Trump's success. You ask who they are. Would you even believe me? Their network hums not in Congress or courts, but in the cold, sterile halls of globalist think tanks. Foundations with friendly names, but sinister goals. They fund chaos, open borders, climate hysteria, digital leashes. They write the scripts, censor the dissent, push CBDCs to track your every step. But I see through it, and so does he. Did you think the last administration sent orders signed with an auto pen while the world burned? Now Trump's returned. MAGA isn't a campaign, it's a counterattack. Knight to F3, the center seized, but the board is still crowded. Bureaucrats, media pawns, global the game. Because Trump is the one variable they cannot control, unbought, unbroken, the voice of the people. And if the people ever wake up, psyop for what it is, they'll burn the system to the ground. The real war has only just begun.
To begin with, our borders have been porous for decades. Obviously, the problem is greatest along our southern border, but it's not restricted to that part of the country. In fact, because we don't do a very good job of tracking who comes in and out of the country as visitors, large numbers avoid immigration laws simply by overstaying their visas. The result is an estimated 11 million undocumented immigrants in the United States.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. It's Scott here from Woke Society. This is episode number 1038. It is January 27th, 2026. Let's welcome in all of our friends over on Rumble, over on Kick, over on X, over on YouTube, and of course, my favorite platform, built by Patriots for Patriots. Let's see all the ahs down the chats. Over on pilled.net. Welcome in, guys. Welcome into the show. You all survived the snow apocalypse out there. If you're here, I'm sure you did. I don't know how everyone's doing in the state of Mississippi and Tennessee, but we're okay here, guys. I had shoveled, I think, a total of 6 to 7 times, and I was just shot yesterday, guys. But we got through it. No power loss. We're nice, warm, and comfy, and I'm ready to talk some news. So if you guys can, smash the red pill. Keep all the gold pills flowing, guys. Give the mods all kinds of love and keep those stickers flying, guys. I really appreciate that. Over on YouTube, hit the like button. Hit those emojis. Get that chat moving. Over on Rumble as well. Same for you guys. Thank you all for being here. We have a lot to get into as Trump has now sent Tom Homan to Minneapolis. ICE is tripling down. Chinese CIA nightmares. And we're going to talk about the Faustian penguin. So we got a full slate of topics here, guys. It's going to be awesome. It's been a full... We did a show on Saturday, which was a surprise to even myself. And that's the last time we saw each other. So we have a lot to catch up on, guys. We have a lot to catch up on, but we will do that and crush as we always do. But before we dive into all the happenings, let's say hello to the fam. We got Ohio Kimmy out there. Enemy out there. Down home, Miss McBastard. Karen Hair's out there. Timothy... Nortoni. That's a new name I've not seen. If you're a lurker, welcome into the chat. If not, welcome to the show. H.L. Paco, Jason with a Q, Salty out there, Redfish, Francine, Juan Rambo, Wild Dog, Ellie Freedom, SBF Chief. Welcome in, guys. We got Rockin' Sock. Welcome in. Welcome in. Croissant, you need some milk? What up, Milk? We got Lard out there. Always fun to see Lard. Guitar Lady. Awesome, awesome. Core Cousin. Roy, Stones and Bones. Yeah, silver is skyrocketing. Silver is sky. I'm having a conundrum with my silver. I might need to sell it. Oh man. Let's see here. We got who else? Who else we got? Let's see. R4 Cents in the house. Good to see you, brother. Heather July Crushing. Ranger, Izzy Q. Spirit out there. I think Jack Attack was up there as well. Almost to 1,000 gold pills already. Fantastic. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. I got Jonan over there. Let's pop over that YouTube chat. Arizona Raven, Repo Man, great to see you, brother. PR Patriot, Dark Sun Blade, Smokin' 82, SJMC, Ascend Airborne Imaging. Welcome, my friend. Joseph out there. Awesome. Nurse Ratchet. Welcome in, Miss Ratchet. Who else we got? Anyone over alive on the Rumble chat? I think there's one person that put something in the chat over there. Repo's over there. Just, I don't know what he's just... Thank you for keeping that alive over there, Repo. I appreciate that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, guys. We've said her hellos. Beautiful. Okay. Lieutenant Kaz out there. Great to see you, brother. Dropping in there last second. Rasta. Smokin' Bison. That is a new name. Says, finally making it back to Pill. Dropped my phone in a river in Alaska years ago and lost everything on that phone, but back now. Welcome in, Smoky Bison. What a story. Well, that you're never going to find that phone again, my friend, but I'm glad you got pilled back. All right, guys, we got a full show ready to go. We got to do a news blitz, the first of the new week. And we got a lot to do, fam. We got a lot to do. So I'm ready, guys. Get those gold pills up. 1,738, guys. 20K is that daily goal. Keep those red pills. Smash the stickers flying. Mods getting all kinds of love. We got a news blitz to do and a lot to catch up on, guys. What's going on with Tom Homan? Was the move good or not? We're going to explain all the fake narratives that have been going around from the influencers, the podcast bros, you name it, fam. We have a lot to get into, and shit's going to get wild. So let's do it. Tuesday, Taco Tuesday edition, news blitz. No, not fries. All right, guys, to piggyback on one of the biggest stories that last week we had was from the post-millennial here. Mother of the 5-year-old Liam Ramos would not take custody of him after father's arrest in Minnesota. Remember, they were trying to say that ICE was arresting children in the streets? Well, the parents were just complete bags of shit. Mother of the 5-year-old child that corporate media outlets have claimed was detained by ICE agents refused to take custody of her child after officers made multiple attempts to give the young boy to her in Minneapolis. Liam Ramos, the 5-year-old boy who DHS was abandoned by his illegal immigrant father, Adrian Alexander Herreras. When ICE tried to arrest the dad, he's being held with his father in an immigration detention center. There has been outcry from Democrats over the case, but their voter base that usually takes care of these people didn't want their own child, and so the government had to take him. Over here from the Gateway Pundit, Virginia is continuing to turn into California at a rapid rate as Virginia Democrats are now seeking to double their own pay as they raise taxes after running on what they're calling, quote, affordability. Remember the Democrats guys were saying nonstop that they're going to be running on affordability? You have not seen that messaging come out of the Dems at all in the last month or two. But the tax rate in Virginia, well, it's poised to become the highest in the nation, beating even California. And they're trying to create a slew of new taxes. Now they're trying to give themselves a pay raise that's basically double what they make already. For anyone living in Virginia, I am so sorry. Your election was stolen, and these are the consequences of said stolen elections. Over here from Zero Edge, guys, we had a huge winter storm coming through the country, and sleep tight, America. We got this coming out of national gas and coal power plants prevented grid collapse during historic winter blasts. You guys remember under Joe Biden when the giant grid down in Texas collapsed? All these people were frozen out of their homes. People didn't know what to do. A lot of people died. Well, we didn't have really too much of that going on the Trump admin as they were fully prepared. Winter Storm Fern's Arctic blast from January 21st to the 26th provided clear data on generation dispatch patterns during extreme cold weather events. The storm stressed multiple U.S. power grids, such as PJM and ERCOT, and demonstrated the operational characteristics of different generation types under peak winter demand conditions. As the cold rolled in, Criterion's pipeline data showed a huge increase in deliveries of gas-powered power plants that include dozens of active plants, including all-time highs, along with a huge amount of peaking capacity firing online to keep the grid stable, which they absolutely did. And even with power being diverted from data centers to whole households across PJM network amid historic freeze, the data centers that require a shit ton of energy, well, they are also a big part of why nothing went down. And we can see kind of the future, fam, about where this is all going to go. But hey, at least the power stayed on for a lot of people, and some people did not, unfortunately. Over here from Disclose.tv, Kanye West is now apologizing for anti-Semitism in a full-page Wall Street Journal advert, and he says, well, you all know he's known as those I heard for his past behavior apologize, including his use of the Nazi symbolism. He attributes some of his actions to an undiagnosed frontal lobe damage from a car crash 25 years ago and his subsequent mental health struggles. He says, I lost touch with reality. Things got worse the longer I ignored the problem. He insists I am not a Nazi or an anti-Semite. I love Jewish people. And he seeks patience and understanding as he works on personal growth and change. And it looks like, guys, the Jays even got Kanye. Over here in the Gateway Pundit, Iran's Supreme Leader Khamenei now living in an underground bunker because he's afraid Trump might come after him. Well, I think that's probably a good idea. U.S. Central Command said in a post-X that the carrier USS Abraham Lincoln and its support ships are currently deployed to the Middle East to promote regional security and stability. And as the American Armada approaches, Iranian Supreme Leader Al-Khamenei is now living in an underground shelter in Tehran, according to the website Iran International. Khamenei moved after Iranian officials assessed an increased risk of potential U.S. attack probably after Maduro got taken out. And the U.S. forces moving in amid new details that are emerging about the Iranian government's crackdown on protesters earlier in the month. And over here from Libs of TikTok, we have a woke brewing company out in Wisconsin announcing free beer the day that Donald Trump dies. And from Minneapolis Brewing Company says free beer all day long the day he dies. Show us this post when it happens in a few months and we'll make a good on that promise. Update, we meant the Madison Tap Room because that's open all year. If he dies in the summer, then it's going to be the Minneapolis Tap Room. Well, I can tell you guys right now, these people are going to get in all kinds of trouble. And posting this dumb, retarded, woke shit, well, it's going to destroy your business. And when karma is a bitch, and that's going to come crashing down on this brewing company. Over here from the Gateway Pundit, a wicked Florida nurse announces he will refuse to treat MAGA Republicans, claims it's his ethical oath. According to the Florida AG, James Utmer responds. A male nurse in Florida will likely lose his job after posting they will refuse to treat supporters of President Trump. And on Sunday, an anesthesiologist, named Eric Martindale sparked a social media uproar after posting on his Facebook account that he would let MAGA supporters suffer and refuse to perform any anesthesia on MAGA clients. In other words, he is saying he'll refuse to do his job because he does not like their politics. And he says, I will not perform anesthesia for any surgeries or procedures for MAGA. Martindale wrote in a now deleted Facebook post that is my right, is my ethical oath, and stand behind my education. I can tell you guys right now, there was a bunch of lawyers in these comments that represent nurses in front of nursing boards, and he said, well, you really, really need to take this down because you're going to lose everything. And fam, I'm telling you, I don't know where you are in the country. Don't wear anything political inside doctor's offices or hospitals these days. Still, you never know. These people are absolute psychopaths. And an anesthesiologist, well, this is just horrifying. And over here from Zero Edge, Shakespeare was a black Jewish woman according to a feminist. Carrying on. And over here from the Post-Millennial Holocaust Museum slams Tim Walz for comparison of ICE to Nazi horror scene by Anne Frank. And the whole thing about this to me is that the entire Anne Frank story was made up anyways. And last but not least, guys, Calgary's packed wall-to-wall for Alberta independence. You can feel the momentum in the room. And that, fam, is today's News Blitz. Oh, man. It looks like Alberta, guys, is really dead serious about wanting to become part of the United States. And I have no problem with it, guys. If they're a conservative part of Canada, it's not going to fuck us over with the Dems. If Alberta wants to become based and be part of the United States, they're really into it. Check this out. That's a lot of Canadian bacon. Damn. So yeah, guys, they've been signing out all kinds of petitions, all kinds of shit to basically succeed from the Canadian land and basically become part of the United States, which I find hilarious, certainly entertaining because of what's going on with Carney and Trump, and basically Carney bending the knee and saying we're not going to be doing deals with China because we don't want 100% tariffs on Canadian products. So I find that all hilarious and really funny. All right, guys, let's get to those gold pills. Over on Pill, that's Jack Attack, always dropping us a cookie to start off the show. SBF Chief says, can't wait for another good show. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, my friend. What up, Moon Baby? Juan Rambo, SKG, Senor Pollo says, what do you think about Homan going to Minneapolis? You're going to hear my takes on that very, very soon. Thank you, Senor Pollo. Redfish with a cookie. Mr. McBaster, 138 gold pills. Take all the pills. Thank you, my friend. Halo Moon, thank you with a phone. Donnie says, with a ship, just got home from work. Heat out at the store. Got to get my HVAC guy out. Just what I need. Another expense. Damn, dude. HVAC is never cheap. I'm sorry about that, my friend. Thank you for the ship, dude. And it's always something, right? And that's basically me the last 2 months with finances, dude. It has been one pounding after another. But usually this shit all happens at once, and then you're good for a while. So hopefully we're in the same boat, dude. Thank you for that ship. And 029, thank you for the shades, my friend. We're at 3,738 gold pills. You guys can see it on the screen here. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. We need to get to 20K on this show every single day to keep this going full time. I appreciate it. Pilled appreciates it and all that good stuff. And I don't want to forget, guys, this Friday is going to be the fundraiser show for the new PC and the new studio desk for the new engine of the Woke Society's podcast here. So that is going to be Friday. We are at $1,000 in cash apps alone. So we're going to minus whatever we need from that and make that our goal. So right now it'd be at $1,500 in gold pills so far. But if that cash app keeps going up, we won't need as many gold pills. So we're at $1,000 in cash apps. That new PC fundraiser is pinned in all the chats on Pilled, Rumble, and YouTube. I super appreciate that, guys. So that is all going towards the brand new engine to this amazing show that we've had here for almost 8 years. It's time to upgrade, and I need a smaller desk. Going to be putting this out into the living room, so we finally have a kitchen, not a kitchen table, but basically a living room table to have dinner at, and it's all going to work itself out. So thank you guys all so much for that. Let's keep that rocking and rolling. Red pill smash, gold pills flowing, stickers flying, mods getting loved. We have to show you guys the Trump ice dungeons. You guys ready for this? Get it, the ice dungeons. Enjoy this video, guys, and I'll see you on the other side of the intro. Take a watch.
So this is Trump's ICE facility that they take the kids to. Honestly, this is pretty hard to watch, so I'm just going to give you guys a warning. This is so cruel. I can't believe this. Wow, feeding them Republican propaganda? How dare they? Wow, forcing them to play basketball? That's probably racist somehow. Honestly, this is just pure cruelty. I can't believe how bad they're being to these people. I'm sorry you guys had to see that, but on a much lighter note, let's take a look at some of Obama's, paradises that he had for his illegal immigrants. As you can see here, just very, very considerate. The holes he put in those cages so that people could breathe fresh air and fresh oxygen. Honestly, super considerate. There's Obama there, letting them be able to see a famous person, someone of notoriety so they can look up to. I mean, the humility is crazy of this guy. Yeah, so I think we learned a lot here.
Society's fam, you know it's time to go. Grab your popcorn, sit back now, enjoy the show. Severe and non on the mic, so come on, enjoy the flow. The wave is rising and you know it's only gonna grow. Thanks for tuning in to the land of the real. But it's like the Twilight Zone, the plan is surreal. It'll blow your mind when the plan is revealed. Bring it all to light, all the plans they conceal. Grab your flashlight, it's time to go down the rabbit hole. It's dark and hell is hot, dealing with satanic souls. The tide is turning, patriots are now in control. Apply aggressive pressure right now until they fold, stay woke. Open up your eyes and keep them peeled. All they do is lie, realize not everything is real. Through Project Looking Glass, the future is revealed. Future proves past, but there won't be any deals. No time like the present for this music with the messages. The method to my madness, beat the madness to my method. Give you nothing but the truth now to capture your attention. Broke free from the matrix, master the dimensions. People swear they know the truth, but aren't asking any questions. Confirmation bias, so they pass on interventions. For those who know the truth, but they pass it just to mention. Of anything you might say, the passes their defenses. Wake up, and don't you dare go back to sleep. Always keep one eye open for demons on the creep. Once you turn into a wolf, you won't ever be a sheep. A worldwide awakening, so now run and tell your peace. Wolf Society's fam, you know it's time to go. Grab your popcorn, sit back now, enjoy the show. Severe and non on the mic, so come on, enjoy the flow. The wave is rising and you know it's only gonna grow. Thanks for tuning in to the land of the real. But it's like the Twilight Zone, the plan is surreal. It'll blow your mind when the plan is revealed. Bring it all to light, all the plans they conceal.
Right here on the back, if you want, just read one of them, because there's one of here. Muhammad has multiple counts of credit card fraud. Oh, he's Somalian, right there. But we can do Ignacio. It was in the U.S. illegally from Mexico. He was previously arrested for child cruelty and battery. He was supposed to be deported, and Biden did not make that happen. Miguel is a Mexican national arrested previously for cruelty towards a child. There's one guy on here that was arrested for strong arm sodomy against a little boy and a little girl. Those are pedophiles.
Okay.
And so when you want ICE out of Minnesota or Minneapolis, this is who you're protecting.
No, I am not trying to protect those people. I'm protecting the actual people who had not had any previous criminal charges against them being deported. Sure, maybe those people have been convicted. Maybe they should get out. But
how do they get out, though?
I mean, get out of...
But how does that happen without ICE?
Find some other organization not hiring criminals.
There isn't. There is no lawful organization that can remove somebody that's here illegally and committed crimes. They can't do it.
You know what that's called? That's called the fucking police.
The local police does not. They don't deport people. ICE does.
Okay, well, here's the thing, though. Say that, they want to get these criminal, or they want to, convict the criminal, get them out, right? You want to know an easy way to know if someone been convicted, an easy way to get criminals? Go to the fucking jail cells, get the people that have already been convicted, get them out, not random people on the fucking streets.
Okay, so again, we're just going to talk calmly here. These people are pedophiles and they are criminals. Give me 1 second before your impulse tells you to interrupt me, okay? 1 second. If you don't want ICE going around, if you don't want them to exist, if you want them abolished, these people would still be in our streets. These people would still be going out and raping children. There is no one that could deport them. They don't have the agency to do that. And I think it's dangerous.
Oh, the short circuiting is here, fam. Welcome in, friends. Welcome into the show. It's Sky here from Woke Societies. It's episode number 1038. It is January 27th, 2026. Welcome to all of our friends over on Rumble, Kick, X, YouTube, and of course, my favorite fam over on Pilled.net. Well, not those people. Not those people. Why don't they just go in the jails and get them out of the jails, not people on the streets? It's like, well, dude, if the local government and state government were able to do that and not block those efforts like they are, what they're not doing in many other states, we'd be doing that. We'd be doing that. This is the thing. And I'm seeing you guys in the chat saying, yeah, that's my mom. That's my lib sister. It's just sad, man. 4 to 6 brainwash will never wake up, even when presented with facts. Yes, Matt says, yes, I do want fries with yes. My dude. I love you, Spaz. Great to see you, brother. I was watching some of your Metal Monday show, my friend. Metal Mondays, as always. Great to see Spaz in the chat. Everyone give Spaz some love. Everyone give Spaz some love in the chat. Dude's been around pretty much since the beginning. Absolutely fantastic. Great to see you, brother. All right, guys, we got a show to do here. Thank you all for being here. Smash the like button, all that good stuff. Subscribe to the channel. We have a whole slew of news, guys. Let's get into it. And thank you to Zero Tune Out the Shades, Berg Boy with the phone. So I have a friend who lives in Airdrie, Alberta, who hates Trump. I need to check in with her about that succession. Oh, man. She's probably going to move to another, what do they call them, territories? That's gay. Yeah, wherever they got to go. They're not going to be staying in Alberta if that ends up being the case. Willie Brager, the Kansas, years ago, I looked at Anne Frank's diary, went through the tour where she and others were hidden. That's not Democrat shit. It was real. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, Willie Break It. The Anne Frank story is complete propaganda. We have covered that in many other shows that are not our bonus shows, and I'm sorry to break that to you. Thank you, Berg Boy, with the phone. That idiot was right. We should be getting them out of the jails because we're supposed to hold the criminals as ICE detainers, but instead they let them back out on the street. Dumb fucks. Yep, and that's what he ends up supporting. So it's just insane. It is just insane. But here we go, guys. Here we go. So, fam, we all were trying to survive the winter storm. We are all here now for the most part. I know some people out there have been struggling. So prayers up for those people that are still trying to get their power back on. For some people, it's going to be an absolute nightmare. And the thing is about that, well, we had a lot of time to pay attention to what was going on out in Minneapolis and ICE raids and everything going on. And yes, it's been an absolute shit show. And over the weekend, we were talking about Alex Preddy. Pretty good as far as the 2 people that have been shot with the last name there. And we were trying to figure out what had happened. Did ICE kill him by accident? Was it all just one big mistake? What was going on? What were the facts about it? We cover some of the riots that were going on in regards to that, the mass mobilization, all of it. And we've got some new facts coming out now that are going to not surprise really anybody, but we have been here time and time again. And the way that the media and these libtards and the Dems try to make these people into martyrs is always really fascinating to me, because we always find out more information days after, whether it's body cam footage, whether it's facts from the family, whatever it is. We always find a clear picture as the days go on. And well, I'm about to give you guys that clear picture right now, because we find out from the DHS confirming there is existence of body cam footage of the anti-ICE protesters' death, which I'm sure is going to be out at any point. And a DH official told News Nation the officers involved were wearing body cameras and that the agency was reviewing the footage. Pretty was reportedly in possession of the firearm during an altercation with law enforcement. The altercation marked the second fatal exchange in Minneapolis, and President Donald Trump Monday confirmed he had spoken with Governor Tim Walz and that he had offered to work with Washington amid the deployment. So I'm just going to be very, very curious about when and if that footage is going to come out. I don't see why they wouldn't. Hey, the effing doctor. What's up, my friend with Yukon Chris in the chair? Great to see you guys. Yeah, this is going to come out, fam, and I can guarantee you we're going to get a clear picture of ICE either not realizing that the gun was already taken off, or maybe he had it in his hand. We don't really know, because everything we have right now is blurry footage. That is mostly what we have at this point. And the thing is, guys, we're wondering, was this this guy just, taking some time off his nursing shift of taking care of veterans, taking care of people in his community? Because if you were to listen to even a lot of the podcast bros on X, especially all the lefty communists out there, this guy was just a good man, just a nurse, a dude taking care of people, and this is what he was doing. And he just decided to go out that day, had his gun with no license, no carry permit, no nothing, just had a gun on him, and was going out there just to peacefully protest, which we all know is bullshit at this point, because what do we find out? Well, a week prior to this, Alex Preddy interfered with ICE agents during an earlier operation. And because of that, he was even wrestling with ICE agents, and he broke his rib after being tackled. Aren't you all surprised? It has been revealed that anti-ICE agitator Alex Preddy was fatally shot by Border Patrol in Minneapolis on Saturday. Broke his rib 1 week before the fatal shooting. Sources told CNN that Preddy suffered a broken rib around a week prior to being shot after a group of federal agents tackled him. The incident began when Preddy stopped his car after he observed ICE agents allegedly chasing family on foot. The source said Preddy began shouting and blowing his whistle.
Uh-oh, retard
The whistle
alert.
sounded like that.
Retard alert, class.
Preddy had allegedly told the source that 5 federal agents tackled him and leaned on his back, leaving him with a broken rib, and he was released on the scene. The source said that day he thought he was going to die. Records reviewed by CNN showed that Preddy was later given medication that was consistent with treating a broken rib. Neighbors said that Preddy was part of a neighborhood anti-ICE signal chat, which all have been exposed to the world at this point, and including the FBI. It has been revealed that Preddy was part of a group of around 50 agitators who had turned up to confront Border Patrol agents while they were carrying out the arrest of criminal illegal aliens on Saturday. And this right here, guys, was the actual news report coming out of CNN. And I just know, fam, you're all going to be super surprised.
Alex Preddy had a physical encounter with federal agents about a week before he was shot and killed by law enforcement. Sources tell CNN that Preddy broke a rib when a group of federal officers tackled him while he was protesting. Priscilla Alvarez is breaking that story for us. What else are you hearing, Priscilla?
Dana, we're learning more details along with my colleague Jeff Winter about what exactly transpired a week before Alex Preddy was shot in Minneapolis and died this past weekend. Now, in this earlier incident, he stopped his car after observing ICE agents chasing what he described as a family on foot and began shouting and blowing his whistle. Preddy later told one of these sources that 5 agents tackled him and 1 leaned on his back, appearing to leave him with a broken rib. According to this source, and I'm quoting here, that source said, quote, that day he thought he was going to die. Now, Preddy was later given medication that is consistent with treating a broken rib, according to records reviewed by CNN. Sources also say that he was known to federal law enforcement, though it's unclear whether it was this incident or another.
It was another one.
With federal agents that they knew of him. It's also unclear whether the officers who tackled him on Saturday knew who he was. What we do know, however, is that federal immigration officers have been collecting personal information of protesters and agitators within the context of what the Department of Homeland Security has warned is repeated threats towards officers as they are conducting immigration enforcement operations. In fact, just Tuesday, the department also publicized an online tip form to share information about people allegedly harassing ICE officers. We've also heard Tom Homan, the White House border czar, say that a database would be created for those who are arrested for impeding law enforcement. But thus far in our queries to the Department of Homeland Security, they have said that no such database exists.
Unbelievable. There's a lot more to peel back there. Thank you so much for bringing.
What do you mean unbelievable, you stupid bit? What do you mean unbelievable? What's unbelievable is that it took this long to find this out after the fact, because it's always the same shit. Always the same thing. And they try to use these sympathetic pictures of him like with his little nurse badge on in the hospital. This man, he takes care of these patients. He's a man nurse, guys. He's a man nurse, and he just wants to take care of his community. It's unbelievable. Why would ICE want to tackle this guy a week prior? We all know why. We all know why, guys. And what we're finding out as well is that this guy was also not working as a nurse for a good amount of time before this happened. From Donnie Cope. This is it right here. Why is this not going away? There we go. The parents of Alex Preddy say their son quit his hospital job months ago and had shown, quote, unusual behavior. As of late, he seemed to have joined some kind of group. We warned him 2 weeks ago. Protest if you want, but don't engage. That we talked about on Saturday. Don't do anything stupid, his father, Michael Preddy, told reporters. He said he understood, but it wasn't until police pulled messages from Alex's phone that the truth began to emerge of what investigators found. It seems that Preddy's parents didn't want him participating. It seems Preddy alleged scrubbed his social media presence 1 day prior to his actions, because that's normal. And when you make decisions based on emotions, you make poor decisions. He made bad decisions. I'm a 2A absolutist. You have a right to carry, not a privilege, but rights come with restrictions. You need your ID and permit on you. Reports say Preddy had neither. He wasn't even carrying legally. And this is a big narrative, guys, that was going out there, which, again, so much of the online space, guys, is just a sphere of garbage. And what I'm talking about, it's on both sides now, including influencers that would represent, quote, MAGA and conservatism. You had this narrative going out there that MAGA is now licking the boot of the federal government, and also they are anti-Second Amendment. I even saw one retarded headline from Amuse that was trying to paint it out that, oh my God, he had this SIG on him. He had two magazines and a red dot and all this shit. And I'm just like, none of that fucking matters at all. He could have had a fucking water gun. I wouldn't have given a shit. If he had a bazooka, I wouldn't have given a shit. And the reason why I'm saying that is, guys, is because just the simple fact that he was out there already impeding. You could see it in the video. He was arguing with ICE. They told him to get out of the road. He wanted to keep talking shit. And then he got pushed down. And now we know for a fact that he was also fighting with ICE just a week prior to this. So his name is probably already in a database with ICE already. They're fighting. And guess what? He had no ID on him and no carry permit. And even if he didn't get shot and killed, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if that's a felony or not, but I'm pretty sure, guys, common sense, anyone out there, I mean, you guys are listening, you're not going to bring and carry your gun with you and leave your license and your carry permit not on you. And number two, are all you guys out there going to scrub your social media before you go out to a protest? Now, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Rangers says military-style combat loads with optics. Yeah, dude. The headline that retard put out, and I can't stand Amuse. It's always so many of these people online, guys. It's like, yeah, they're probably on our side. Technically, they vote with us, but outside that, they are there to make that Elon money on X. It's wild how much bullshit goes out there, and those accounts are doing enough damage already because it's shit like that people are the left was just spraying out everywhere now that MAGA is anti-Second Amendment. And that's just not the case. It's just so dumb. Like I said, even if he had thousands of rounds of ammunition on him, it wouldn't have mattered to me. He was out there with this firearm, no license, no carry permit. ICE doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. They don't know who he is, and then on and so forth. And this is what happened. And people are saying that he was actually fired from his job as well. So he was in these groups. He was probably getting paid. We don't know that. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. I have no idea. But if you're just going to just randomly decide, like, I'm done with this life that I have being a nurse, I'm going to actively be part of these signal chat groups, become a part of the insurgency because, fam, this is exactly what it is. This is exactly what it is. Condition Base says, why would you take a weapon in order to commit a felony? Dude, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make any sense. It makes zero sense why he would do this, putting yourself in an already bad position, okay? And first of all, guys, everywhere I go, my ID is always on me. Always on me. It's just common sense. And especially if you're carrying, make sure that thing is on you. That's the fucking law. It's simple. If you get pulled over by law enforcement, I don't know what the exact procedure is. I have not been pulled over in like probably close to 15 years now. But if I have some of my weapons in my truck, I'm pretty sure I would just say, here's my license, sir. Here's my carry. I have this, this, and this located in my vehicle. It's there, just so you know, and then you go from there. I'm pretty sure that's the procedure. I don't know, because I had never been in that position. Maybe you guys have been in that position. I know there's some cops out there that are in the chat, ex-police. I don't know the procedure for that. But if it's me and I have weapons in my vehicle that I'm legally carrying and I have the permit to show the police officer, I'm going to tell them and show them and tell them where they are. So there's no issues. There is no surprises. Pretty fucking simple, right? It's really that easy. It's not hard. If you're doing it, if you're following the rules and you're following the law, it's so fucking simple. It's really that easy. But the left wanted to make this guy a martyr. And you guys saw my thumbnail, okay? And guys, I guess I didn't make any of these, okay? These I didn't make. Alex Preddy, America's Doctor. I'm doing this because of what the media has done to their martyrs here, okay? Apparently to the media, this guy was so damn ugly that they had to Photoshop his real photo and try to make him more presentable to the public. And I'm not even kidding, guys. This is how sick these people are, okay? So this is one of his actual photos, okay? And we're making fun of his nose early on Saturday because, you know, he's got the schnoz. We're like, maybe he's one of those, you know. And so it's like, okay, that's what he looks like, right? So what does MSNBC do? They get caught aggressively photoshopping. Hey, Drunk Pinata, thank you for the raid, my dude. I appreciate that, my friend. Aggressively photoshopping pretty picture to turn Americans against ICE, okay? This is some of them. And fam, the AI, you have to be so careful these days with sharing shit, especially with AI being out there. MSNBC continued its shameless reign as the king of fake news by airing an AI-enhanced image of armed anti-ICE protester Alex Petty was shot to death. The absurdity of MSNBC trying to make Petty look more attractive for its Monday broadcast rather than focus on the facts ignited widespread social media contempt. MSNBC really used AI to fake Petty's portrait because he wasn't pretty enough to be a martyr. And I'm going to show you guys the side-by-side here in just a minute. I wanted to see if there was any other photos that were shown here besides the ones that I collected. Okay, so they weren't. So this is what they did to his picture. I'm going to show you guys the picture. His jawline was made to be more square to make Pretty look more manly. Eyes were spread further apart to look less dysgenic. Nose was shortened to look more conventionally attractive. Hairline was tweaked to look fuller and darker. Teeth were straightened and whitened. Chest was broadened to make the deceased nurse appear athletic. So this is what they did, okay? This was his real photo. This was his real photo. And this is what they did when they put it after all the filtering and everything else to make this guy look more attractive, to look more manly than he actually looked like. And I cannot imagine that your family's proud of this, that they have to alter your son's image to make him look more attractive to the left because of God knows whatever how many reasons. And why I use the thumbnail here, guys, people are saying, well, why would you make him black? Is he black or white? He's white. He's white. The joke is with Netflix is that Netflix takes literally everything, any main character, any good story, and they always try to make the main character black because they're woke. This is what they do. So this is why we're saying here, the running joke is at this point with all the authorizations to Petty's photo, why not just make him black at this point? Because they changed everything on his face already. They're like, we have to make him look less Jewish. We can't have MAGA saying it's the Jews all the time. We can't do it. We can't do it. So they went and photoshopped literally his whole photo. And Lauren Chen said, imagine if you die for your cause and then someone at MSNBC decides you're too ugly to be a martyr. Oh, man. All right. These people are sick. They are absolutely sick. And they will go that far. They will go that far to alter reality. It's truly incredible. It's really incredible. And like what I was saying before, oh, this guy right here. This guy was going in on this because it's like, I mean, these people, there's nothing these people won't do.
MSNBC thought that Alex Petty was too ugly to be murdered, so they face-tuned him. They used AI to face-tune him. They're like, what do we do? He's too ugly and Jewish. And like, oh, just use AI. Just use AI. And this is what he's going to look like on Netflix when they make a biography about him. This is what he's going to look like when they cover it on Netflix.
That's the running joke, guys. When they do his biography story, documentary, Alex Petty, the man who took on the entire ICE department, just make him black. Just make the guy who's going to play Alex Petty black. It's so simple. We've seen it so many times. And one of the photos, guys, that was going around, all right, this version's memed, but the right side of the photo is the actual AI photo that was going around, okay? They had an AI photo because this photo was so clear. And I'm like, this, when I first saw it, I'm like, this, first of all, I'm like, every photo and video I've seen of this incident was blurry. It was grainy. There was no professional cameras around. And it's a photo of the two ICE agents here with the gun, with the handgun on Preddy while he's on his knees pointed at his back. But what I want to show you here, guys, is that this photo is the one circulating all over liberal retard X-Land and Blue Sky. But I want you guys to look at, you can see my mouse cursor here. The ICE agent that is down on the ground here, he has no head. No head, missing head. It was the easiest thing to pick up on right away. And not even be that, he doesn't even have a fucking hand. He's missing two hands and a head. And this is what the left was circulating as the Gestapo ICE forces putting a gun to the back of this guy's back here and gunning him down. And of course, this got caught and it was memed right away. And that motherfucking image is not real. Is not real. The whole thing is fake. It's all fake, and it's all being used as leverage for emotional outrage bait. That's what this is being used for. And it's sending people into emotional tailspins that can't even look for 2 seconds. And I was waiting, guys. I was waiting for that retard Ian Carroll because, you know, he's the master of ballistics, knows everything pertaining to Charlie Kirk's murder. I was just waiting, guys. If that bullet really killed Preddy, where's the exit wound?
Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert, class.
I would just wait. But Ian Carroll, I mean, if it's not bashing Jews or MAGA, it's not popular. I guess Candace Owens hasn't let him off her leash yet. But this is what you're getting, fam. And this shit, you know, when you look at this stuff and you do a zoomed out look at this about as far as like what is the country so saturated with this and so I guess encaptured by this story. I want to show you guys just a quick snapshot of the two search terms on Google, okay, that were showing the Super Bowl 2026 and Alex Preddy, okay? Super Bowl is in the blue, Alex Preddy is in the red. And just to give you guys looks here, I believe this is in the 25, 50, 75, 100 million. You had Super Bowl go skyrocket because this is over the weekend. Championship weekend was this weekend, and unfortunately, it's going to be fucking Patriots versus the Seahawks. Shoot me in the face. So we need to see that one again. The blue line's the Super Bowl. And as you guys can see here, the red line, it went up just above 25 million. And that is, it peaked all the way down since. And when you look at the map here, guys, about really who is searching this story out of the entire country, this is why you guys really need to understand what you see online is not a magnification of what is actually happening in real life. When you look at, when you break it down by state, color intensity represents percentage of searches. The only state that this was being looked up more than the Super Bowl was obviously in Minnesota, where this happened, which obviously would make sense. The rest of the country doesn't really give a shit, guys. Doesn't really give a shit. And this is why I'm saying, like, sometimes it is good to take a step back from the interwebs. Because you would think this is happening all over the country. The ICE agents are getting smoked, or ICE agents are smoking, you know, all kinds of people. All kinds of people on the streets, right? And this is just a reminder because, guys, I was watching some championship football over the weekend. And there was legitimately an ad that started out with with a male nurse. It was a male nurse that was clearly gay. Clearly a gay male nurse, okay? And he's talking about his career, how much he loves taking care of his community, talking about all kinds of stuff. And I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, okay, that's all right. I guess that's that. Okay, cool. And then the commercial just pivots to, we need to talk to our patients about guns. And it basically just did a fucking, just did a 90-degree turn, like completely turned sideways. And then it goes into these, a male nurse wanting to talk about basically eradicating guns and gun violence by getting rid of guns to his patients. I'm like, what? What is this shit? What is this? And then you look into it, guys, and you find out, and you figure out that even in the medical industry, we know there's a lot of woke shit out there, right? With the indoctrination of how doctors apply medicine compared to the rest of the world. This is what RFK Jr. is trying to change. Dr. Oz is trying to change this from the food pyramid to all the vaccines that are going to children. Just our healthcare system in general, guys, is completely ass backwards, and we have probably some of the worst healthcare in the world, cost-wise, and the way that doctors do shit, okay? When you look into this and these unions and these healthcare organizations, they are indoctrinating everybody. As Elizabeth said, her name on X is Elizabeth has no fucks to give. I love that. I think there is something missing from the discussion around the shooting of Alex Preddy yesterday that's very important we talk about. This man was a nurse. I've been a nurse in Minnesota since 2003. It's time we have a talk about the way healthcare orgs and unions, including MNA and SEIU, are radicalizing their employees and members across Minnesota and have been for several years. The healthcare organizations, all of them, every single one, are pushing far-left ideologies as part of employee training, and annual required trainings reinforce it every year. MNA endorsed its members to go out and protect ICE. So did SEIOU. Some journalists should really take the time to gather by FOIA if necessary the trainings that nurses are being given through their employers, and this isn't specific to the VA because it's where Alex worked. I promise you it's within every major healthcare org in the state. Get those trainings and get the communications by the unions lined up with the social media, and I bet you'll be able to create a near-perfect timeline how this man was radicalized. I'd put money on it. That's the truth, guys. And we know that's the truth because we've seen this in all kinds of sectors all across the country, and it was really rampant under Biden. That's when it reared its ugly head. And that is why I'm saying, guys, I would be very careful. You ever have to go to a doctor, especially if you have to go to the ER, hospital, whatever it is. Try not to wear anything political. Try not to wear anything political because I had just seen this. This is horrifying. This was not part of the show, but I just saw it before on the break here on the intro. You want to see how insane these people have turned into, these nurses have turned into. This woman here, her name is Melinda Rose Cook. Okay? She filmed herself here making this video and putting it on her socials and encouraging other medical professionals to inject ICE agents with this paralysis drug. And this is heard on TikTok saying what you need to do if you get ICE agents in your care.
I thought of something good. I think it's something weird spot. Sabotage tactic, or at least scare tactic. All the medical providers, grab some syringes with needles on the end. Have them full of saline or succinylcholine, whatever. That will probably be a deterrent.
Fucking evil, dude. Look at those eyes, dude.
Okay, for today's resistance tip, I vote, anybody got any poison ivy, poison oak in their yard? Get some of that up with gloves, obviously. Get it in some water, like a gallon of water. Get the poison ivy oak water, and I'm gonna put it into a water gun. Aim for faces, hands. All right, the single ladies where these ICE guys are going have a chance to do something, not without risk, but could help the cause for sure. Get on Tinder, get on Hinge, find these guys. They're around. They're an ICE agent. Bring some X-Lax and put it in their drinks. Get them sick. Nobody's gonna die. Just enough to incapacitate them, get them off the street for the next day.
Bro. Filming your crimes.
Highly easily deniable. You could get sick too. Won't eat there again. I'm just saying. Let's get them where they eat. somebody's not going to be supporting these guys. Where's the hotel where they eat? Who makes that breakfast? Let's find them. You know, let's make their lives fucking miserable. I know we're already trying to keep them awake all night. That's good. Anything you can do to make the living conditions bad.
So she filmed herself multiple times making multiple videos about what she could do or what you should do to ICE agents, encouraging other medical providers to inject ICE agents with succinylcholine. It's close. I'm going to get to that, guys, pronouncing the right, which is a paralysis drug, or spray poison ivy on their faces, or go on dates with agents and try poisoning their food. So as of right now, guys, and you guys have been saying in the chat, she has been put on, I think, paid leave until an and there she's being investigated, and she will be fucking fired. And honestly, she should be absolutely arrested. She should be arrested. And the fact that she's under investigation already for this from her healthcare organization, I'm assuming it's in their moral, ethical, medical codes that they probably have to turn this over to authorities so they themselves don't get sued, and they themselves can absolutely be disassociated with some psychopath like that. These are the people, guys. These are the people that we're dealing with. And in all this, I don't want to lose what's important here, guys, in the fray of all this. Because there was a young woman, a young aspiring woman that wanted to become a nurse, and the reason why so many of us are so passionate about getting these fuckers out of our country. You all remember her. This future nurse wanted to save lives. The other nurse named Preddy wanted to save pedophiles. They are not the same. They are not the same. Absolutely not. And this is why we've been so adamant, because we saw so many of our own daughters, sons, you name it, raped, sodomized, killed, head smashed in with a fucking rock over and over again. This beautiful young woman. That's the fucking nurse that lost her life, the future nurse of this country. That's what we lost. And that's what we want to prevent. Because it was the whole entire thing about, oh, he works for the VA. He takes care of veterans. Fuck you. Don't give a shit. I don't care if he took care of Jesus. That's not the point. None of that's the point. Laken Riley had her head smashed in by an illegal over and over and over again, and dragged and left, and just left out like a piece of garbage. Fuck these people. So that's what we're dealing with here, guys. That's what we're dealing with here. So that part of the story, guys, you're all caught up on now about Preddy, okay? I'm sure we're going to get more information on him. He is obviously dead. He's obviously dead. And this is why I'm saying, guys, be careful with if you're going to go to the hospital or ER, make sure you're not wearing anything political, because you don't know who the fuck you're dealing with when you walk into those places. And a lot of those people, unfortunately, guys, are all vaxxed up, fucking COVID, loving, licking the boot kind of people. You know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? They love to vax your fucking kids up, give them all kinds of heart attacks. You know what I'm talking about. Don't give anyone an excuse to fuck with you and when you're in a vulnerable position, because these people really think they're doing the noble thing. Sick. Fucking sick people. All right. Let's go back here, guys. You guys are dropping donations like crazy on me over on Pill. Thank you guys so much. Foxio with the ship says, hope you had plenty of rice and bananas to get you through the storm. I had rice one day, just for one meal. I had some chili. Rice, chili, and cornbread. It was actually really, really good. Thank you for the ship, my friend. Eric Superpage with the cookie. Forger said your thumbnail got pretty petty looking, like a black man. Are you serious? They're actually trying to paint. No, we covered that already, my friend. No, it's just a joke, dude. In 5 years from now, when his documentary comes out on Netflix, if he is black, don't be surprised. For cause on the ship, sending my part for the new computer in case I don't make the Friday show. Thank you, friend. And with a phone and a pair of shades and a can. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Floor is yours says, I don't believe his rib was broken, bro. How do you go out 2 weeks later with a gun? No identification about the gun, a broken rib. Missed me with the lies. He didn't have a broken rib. No way. That's what's being reported, dude. Either way, he was fighting with ICE a week beforehand, whatever happened to him, which tells me he was not just out there on a random day taking a lunch break, taking care of veterans, which is the sob story the media is trying to get everyone to take down. Ninja Space says, real talk, a person shoplifts, it's theft. If you take a weapon, it's robbery. There you go. That's coming from an ex-cop in the chat. Berg Boy says, I love it. ICE agent Ichabod Crane. Thank you, my friend. Chief says she needs to be arrested. That's a direct threat against a federal agent. It is. Dixie with the pair of shades, Foxy with the double cookies, and Donnie coming with a fleet. Libs always expose themselves. Yeah, you would think you wouldn't put yourself out there filming yourself and doing this shit. They don't think, guys, because they really believe they are doing the right thing. It's insane. It's insane. Everyone over on the YouTube chat, thank you all for being here. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the show. And if you guys want to donate anywhere on all the platforms before Friday to the new PC fundraiser, the Cash App is pinned on all of the chats out there. I appreciate you guys. Thank you all so much. So, now that we got that all cleared up, fam, there was a lot of controversy about Greg Bovino, okay? And this is why I'm trying to say, guys, be careful who you follow, because even some of the, what you consider allies of MAGA, some of the biggest names in MAGA, they go full-blown retard mode. And it just pisses me off. It pisses me off. And what am I talking about here, guys? The story that was going around yesterday that was sending a lot of people into this fucking tailspin was that Greg Bovino was being relieved of his duties and basically fired, getting kicked out and replacing with Tom Homan. Okay, and this was some of the headlines going out. DHS, this is old. I'm showing this for a reason. DHS pulls Border Patrol's Gregory Bovino from Minneapolis, sends Tom Homan to oversee operations. This was the headline, guys. This was yesterday, okay? And I saw this. I was like, obviously I was not happy about this. But then I read it a little bit more clear. I'm like, okay, where's the story coming from? It came from originally The Atlantic.
Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert, class.
Which is one of the biggest shill propaganda pieces propped up by Steve Jobs' former wife that hates Trump, hates America. And then CNN ran with it. And then all of these other Nick Sorters and other big MAGA influencers ran with it as well and started crying and bitching on X about it. Screaming that, oh my God, Trump's backing down. Trump's bending the knee. You have Tim Pool literally like an hour ago. Trump surrendered. These people are, they're fucking idiots. They're idiots. Gavin Newsom sharing this out. Gestapo Greg is out. Keep the pressure up. It's working.
Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert, class.
Guys, when you see stuff come out, always check where the original source is. It will save you guys a ton of emotional exertion of energy. Midas touches the Atlantic reports that Greg Bovino has been removed. The Atlantic. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem and advisor are going to be removed. The Atlantic. And you have these influencers running wild with this shit. Nick Sorter. There is no longer a commander at large of the U.S. Border Patrol. The position has been eliminated. This is ridiculous.
Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert, class.
And because of this, because of these fucking idiots, and Brian Cates says that the White House was literally forced to come out and correct the record after a shit-posting social media influencer now running around claiming to be a journalist grabbed a piping hot rumor and took it viral. And this is why, guys, I'm so sick of the outrage fucking bait. Because Nick Sorter, do these guys do some good work? They do. But when they go into these positions and like when they're going out there and they're getting the shit beat out of them, they're getting their equipment broken up, They're getting their windows smashed, and they go on Fox News and they cry, "Oh my God, like this is outrageous." It's like, no, it's not outrageous. You fully expect these people to do those things when you go out there. They want you dead. It's not news. It's not news. Tricia McLaughlin had to come out and correct him and say Chief Gregor Bovino has not been relieved of his duties. As press secretary stated from the White House podium, Bovino is a key part of the president's team and a great American. Okay? And this went mega viral. Mega viral. And guess what? It's still up there. You want to know why it's still up there, guys? 2.6 million views of clickbait, rage bait money is going to go to him over this post. And you can see it. So Trump caves yet again. Bovino's approach is exactly what the people vote. That's a good one. Gunther Eagleman. Why are they doing this? He was doing a great job. His support numbers were rising. And Nick sort of responded, because Bovino was too harsh on deportations, apparently. I disagree. I think he should have been harsher. I stand with Bovino. It's like, and it just, guys, it just runs like wildfire. And I'm just like, did you guys not fucking see? And I was blasting this. I'm like, you are quoting the Atlantic, you fucking fools. You haven't even gotten a statement. You haven't even gotten a statement from the White House about this. Because if they were getting rid of Bowman, you would get something from the administration at some point about this. Easily. And they just can't help themselves. They can't help themselves. Tim Pool, all these guys saying Bovino's out. Bovino is not going anywhere. And then what pisses me off more about these people than anything, you don't delete it, you leave it up because you don't want to get your ad revenue hit. Nick Sorter basically takes credit, saying, following our report, President Trump has personally stepped in and saved Bovino's role as commander at large of the U.S. Border Patrol, which isn't true at all. My sources tell me Kristi Noem fully backs this decision. Thank you, 80 million Americans voted for mass deportations, and yet we back you wholeheartedly in making it happen.
Uh-oh, retard alert.
Yes, guys.
Retard alert, class.
Nick Sorter was the tip of the spear. No, you know what it was? He was beyond wrong. And the White House knows he has a ton of influence and becoming exactly what the left does, and they had to correct him. And the thing is, the press secretary earlier yesterday already said Bovino is still going to work in a commander capacity in all the other states. Right now, Minnesota is the bullseye for all this shit that's going on right now, and Tom Homan's going to be going in there. That was it. No one's stepping down. And Trump confirmed it. I'm sending Tom Homan to Minnesota tonight. He has not been involved in that area, but knows and likes many of the people there. Tom is tough but fair and will report directly to me. Separately, a major investigation is going on with respect to the massive $20 billion plus welfare fraud that has taken place in Minnesota. And additionally, the DOJ and Congress are looking at Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, who left Somalia with nothing and is now reportedly worth more than $44 million. Time will tell. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald Trump. And guys, listen, I'm not telling you to unfollow Nick Sorter. If you want to do that, that's all up to you. Not saying that at all. The guy this is how he makes his money. Which me as a content creator, I'm very careful at bagging on people that do this for a living, because this is what I do. I make money off of your guys' donations. That's how I support this, and that's how I've always supported this. I just do it in a way that, I think is just, I don't know, I'm not going to say better, but I am not going out there and fueling rage bait to make a shit ton of money off of people's emotions, because that, to me, it is what it is. He can sit there and say, well, this is what I heard, blah, 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 blah. I mean, I could go out there and do that tomorrow, guys. Start saying sources told me. I have sources. I have DMs. I have emails. That's up to you guys. I'm not saying that Nick Sorter is bad. I'm just saying when it comes to big stories like this, always check the sources yourself and see where they're coming from. Don't take anything at face value from any of these big time influencers. Certainly not from me, guys. Always check. So that is where this is all going now. Tom Homan is now going to be the lead guy in Minnesota, and this is not usually Tom Homan's gig here. Tom Homan is always has been directly reporting to Trump. He's controlling everything all at once. And he goes to certain places where he has to go, and then he leaves, and he goes back to where he goes to, which I don't even know where that is. Now he's being specifically stationed under Trump's order to go to Minnesota. And this is all being confirmed now. Trump admin says Bovino very much still leading CBP despite reported firing and notoriously anti-Trump Atlantic mag. And that's it. That's it. Why they are removing Bovino? Not sure. I think Bovino is going to end up going to California, where I think the next giant wave of fraud is going to be exposed, and they're getting him out there early to get the foundation settled. Tom Homan, he's a savage. He's an absolute savage. And I agree with this post here from Derek saying Trump wants someone who already reports directly to him on the border issue to run point on the most problematic area of the deportation operation. This isn't surprising nor imprudent. It makes total sense. Bovino will continue running operations across the 49 other states. And that's the thing, guys. Bovino didn't do anything wrong. If he did, the Trump admin would have completely thrown him to the wolves. But that didn't happen. That didn't happen. Carolyn Levitt came out and defended him from the press box yesterday, and Greg Bovino is still doing his thing. They're moving him. Greg Bovino is not the top, guys. Greg Bovino has bosses. Tom Homan is the top dog. And Trump wants him there now. And 0 Hour 1 said Homan will have his team with him. These guys are ex-military and won't hand out donuts. These men know urban combat and won't be afraid one bit. These guys chase cartels and insurgents for a living. Next level shit. That's the difference here. That's the difference. Tom Homan's in state now. This is America. These are the rules.
Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules? Market zero. You think I'm fucking around here? Market zero.
Okay. That's what we got going with Tom Homan now. That's going down. That's what's going down. And it's interesting to me because we got this narrative out here, guys, that Trump caved. I can tell you guys exactly why Trump didn't cave with how the Minneapolis police have now responded differently to what's on the ground now. We need to move everybody over to Pill, guys, right now. Over on Kick, X, Rumble, YouTube, we're moving exclusively everything over to Pill.net, as we always do on this show, exclusive to Pill.net. All of the links are in the chats, guys. Please go over there. Follow us on Pill.net. That is our home base where I was banished after 5 years being banned everywhere. You want the full shows every night, 2 hours? That's where we do it. The links are in the chats. Go there now. And I'll see you guys over on Pill.net. If not, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, my friends. All right.